qualified to weigh in on Chris Christie because he is a Republican, but he's one of those Wall Street Journal, like really smart Republicans from the old days before they went crazy. And his name is Justin Alpert, and I won't tell him that you're a lawyer.
Good, too late.
Hi, my name is Justin Alford. I got involved with the coalition because I was involved in representing startup companies, and I figured that once the law passed, that all the people looking to open alternative treatment centers could use my legal services. And I want to speak for a minute about the politics behind here. This law passed not because it was backed by people with a lot of money. It's not like the casino law where the casinos came in and said, hey, let us, put our casinos into your living rooms. And by the way, if you've ever seen something really addictive, those casino games, you see a family ruined by gambling. But that passes right through, and of course the casinos are able to actually write their own regulations. I don't want to be friends with those guys. I want to learn how they learned how to do it. The people here are your average, everyday citizens. They are peacefully assembling in a very long tradition, acting as patriots have always acted, and they have been excluded. The Department of Health has excluded them. The Department of Health has put on blinders and earmuffs. They have not looked at how other states are doing it. They have not gone to visit other states. They put together a program. They held sham public hearings where they actually, didn't have a back and forth with people. The prior commission actually resigned when the ATCs were granted. They resigned. The governor accepted their resignation. The new commission came in, and under Lieutenant John O'Brien, there has been practically zero communication. This is not the way democracy works. This is not the way a republic works. It's time to open up the avenues of communication. This is not a Democrat issue. This is not a Republican issue. It's time to stop judging people for the choices that they make for themselves and their families. Reports are coming out almost daily to show that all the increase in deaths from drug abuse over the past 15 years, all of that has actually come from the pharmaceutical industry. And people are looking at the science that's coming out, and marijuana may not be the end-all, be-all, but it is a choice that they are making. And that's what freedom and liberty is about.
Amen.
Let's open up the avenue of communications. Let's start over. Let's begin to speak with each other. Let's show how the legal process works in New Jersey. And let's get the people the medicine that the law recognizes that they should have. Thank you very much for your time.
We've got two more speakers, and then we'll open it up to questions. Our next speaker is Steve, I want to say Kuspovich.
Close enough.
Okay, I'm sorry, I need bifocals, but vanity won't allow it yet.
Hi everybody, my name is Stephen Kuspovich. First off, I would like to say that I am so sorry for everybody here and their testimonies. It saddens me to hear this. I would also like to say I'm very upset with our elected government for their lack of getting this up and running. It's really saddening to hear some of these stories from everybody, especially as the gentleman next to me. I too have Crohn's disease. I was diagnosed a long time ago, and I've learned over the years how to take care of it. I do have a card, and like most of the people, I have not been seen, but I'm not waiting. This is my health. It's my life. And I'm not waiting on the state. I never asked them to supply it. I told them to give me the card so I would not be prosecuted for it. So here is my card. If they cannot do it, then I should not have to wait for them. original law said that there was a 6-month for nonprofit, and then after that it would be opened up for profit. Well, I ask people that got money, file an application to open one up. Christie wants to say that the program is not up and running. It's not up and running because of him blocking it. It shouldn't be like that. I don't know what else to say, because it's really saddened to hear everybody's stories here. And it should not be like that. And the only thing I can recommend, if you have a card, don't wait for the state. If you were getting it before and you knew where to get it, go back to where you were going. Because if the state has shown that they can't do it, I for one am not waiting on them. I'm sick. And if I waited on the state, I wouldn't be here. So I'm not going to. As far as political, I think it crosses political. I think it's more financial. It's more money that runs it, keeping it not going. If we go and look at some of the other countries that are looking at this, you go on GW Pharmaceuticals' website, go right to their oncology division for their R&D, and you'll see all the research that they have done. You go to Israel, and you will see that they give it to little kids for ADD and ADHD. Excuse me for a minute. It's just wrong. It's wrong all the way around, and it needs to change. And if our officials don't want to do it, we need to take it out of their hands. As Ken said, we need to bring the judicial into it, then or the legislative branch, and have it taken out of Governor Christie's hands and let it be put into somebody who will implement the program the way the law was written. Not change the law, but implement it the way it was written. Regulations were written in the original law. They did not have to be rewritten by the governor, but he took it on his own to rewrite it to make it harder to be implemented, to keep people from not registering and to keep them on the black market and on the streets. It was all done on purpose, I feel. We have one compassionate care place that you can go to. There's no compassion there. Not when you got to drive from Cape May to George Washington Bridge. I think that's about a 5-hour drive. And then when you get there, you're told it's twice as expensive as what you can get on the street and nowhere near as good.
Yeah.
So everywhere around, this law is not meant to be compassionate. None whatsoever. There is zero compassion in this law. It is actually written to hamper it. His regulations are written to hamper the law, not implement it.
We're in bad faith.
Yes, in very bad faith. And the sick people need to take their illness into their own hands. I discuss everything with my doctors. I have their go-ahead on what I do, and I am still doing it. I don't know what to say. My heart goes out for everybody here, Jim, for you, young man with the Crohn's disease. You've got a long, painful life ahead of you. I feel so sorry for you're not on there, and you should be. If you can get pharmaceuticals that can kill you, how can you tell me that I can't have a natural substance that has no lethal limit? But yet I can take pharmaceuticals that'll either kill me or make me want to kill everybody else.
You know what my favorite regulation was, Steve? And this is regulations that they took 3 years to cook up. No smoking medical cannabis on a school bus. That is one of Chris Christie's ridiculous regulations in the medical cannabis program. It took them 3 years to figure out that we're not allowed to smoke pot on a school bus. You know what my other favorite regulation is? We can't smoke it in a prison. Which really infringes on my lifestyle, actually. But the truth is, all the people that you've seen here today, we are the face of cannabis in America in 2013. Some of us are made to be criminals. Some of us are lucky enough that we're not criminals. A lot of it has to do with race, and a lot of it has to do with class. And I'll just leave it at that. But I think Steve did an outstanding job describing why these regulations are so onerous.